I'm Emily Ehman here for volleyballmag.com, joined by Virginia Tech head coach Marci Byers. Coach Byers, how's it going today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. You're probably excited. You guys open up play this Thursday at home against the Citadel. How's the team looking this year?
Yeah, we do. With us being a new staff, we're just doing a lot of new training. They're having to learn new, technology, not having a spring season, obviously, like everyone else in the country. So it just, everything right now is a learning process for everyone in the gym. So, every day brings a new day, and we just continue to keep learning as we keep going.
Yeah, well, you guys are bringing in seven newcomers to this team, five freshmen, two grad transfers. What has it been like trying to integrate them at such a weird time?
Yeah, well, I mean, they're all kind of in the same boat, right? Because we got here in February. We only had about 22 days with the team before we got shut down we left for spring break and then we never came back from spring break. So, everybody else in the gym only had us for, less than a month. So the new kids coming in are kind of we're in the same boat. So everybody was learning from ground zero when we first started practices in August. So, it's different because everybody was on the same page. Usually when you're dealing with the team, you can expect, your returners to say, hey, teach them this or teach them that. And everyone was teaching each other. So it was just different, just in general.
Yeah, I imagine right now it's super hard trying to integrate those girls. But like you said, it's your first year here at Virginia Tech. You came in as a new head coach in January after an incredible career at Radford University, only
Yeah.
about a half hour away from Virginia Tech. So I'm going to go through your list here. You earned four Big South Coach of the Year honors, are the winningest coach in Highlander history. You
Yeah.
were recently named as a coach of the Big South Volleyball All-Decade Team. You've
Yeah.
had major success at other programs at different levels. How are you looking to turn this program into a volleyball powerhouse as you've done before?
Yeah, I mean, the one good thing about me being a head coach this whole time is I've had my ups and downs. I've learned what's worked and what hasn't worked. And, I have a formula that I feel like is going to be the best formula no matter what. And we're going to stick to those guns and until we can get this ship righted. So, that's basically what we're going to do. We're going to be all about hard work, going to be all about blue collar kids. And, obviously to go along with that, we have to get better talent. I mean, there's no secret, when you're doing this. If, we were just joking here. I mean, if somebody else has four all ACC players and I don't have any, and I'm walking in a gym, we'll give ourselves a chance, but that chance is going to be a lot harder if, unless we have better talent. And that's just kind of how it is right now.
Yeah, it makes sense. I
Yeah.
mean, you're working from the ground up here. You're new. A lot of your kids are new. I know last season wasn't exactly what Virginia Tech hoped for in terms of conference play. But I'm sure you guys, you've been working hard. You have that chip on your shoulder. You're amped up to get things going and show everyone this new team. What are you guys trying to prove this year?
Yeah, that we're just incrementally getting better. We're just a better volleyball team. We do things a little bit differently. We have a different system that's in place, right now. And, I think the kids are eager for them to be able to kind of look at what we've been doing, in practice and knowing that they feel like they're getting better and they knowing that, they are learning some things and, they want to know if it's going to work against, real competition. They do understand that you just can't snap your fingers and then, all of a sudden, you know what I mean? Now we're, 20-0, like, that doesn't happen. That's not reality. So we're going to have to take this thing, one step at a time. But I do think that they're excited to see some of the things that we have implemented, how those things are going to translate into a real match.
Yeah. When
Yeah.
I came in my freshman year at Northwestern, we had a new head coach
Yeah.
and yeah, it was a process. I mean, things don't change overnight. It's
No.
year by year, month by month. It takes a while to get those done, but as long as you have those girls bought into what you're doing, what you're teaching, and it,
Yeah.
it comes a lot better. But
Yeah.
yeah, so like you
Absolutely.
said, yeah, so you came in January, things got shut down pretty quickly after you
Yeah.
said you had 22 days of practice.
Yeah.
What was that like coming into this program and having things shut down immediately and, trying to get to know the girls as well as coach from home?
Yeah, I've got to give all the credit to our players, right? From the first words that came out of my mouth, they were kind of locked into what we were doing and what we were gonna do. no matter what, whenever you have a kind of a winning pedigree behind you, the one thing that you can say is like, I've done this before. You know what I mean? I've built a program from the ground up. I know how hard it's going to be, but if you stick with it and you stick with the process and you believe in the process, I'm telling you, we'll be able to get to where we want to go. And they are the ones that had to either believe that or say, you know what, forget it. I'm just going to not try to learn, just going to have the same mentality that's always had. I do give our current players a lot of credit for that, because they have not been that way at all.
How did you try to stay connected to them and, I mean, essentially just learn who these players are? How did that work over quarantine?
Yeah, so we did about three weeks of Jeopardy. Is what we did, Team Jeopardy. So they had to send some stuff, and I made categories, and we did that like through PowerPoint and some stuff like that. So we got a chance to, to get to know each other that way. And then we basically had chalk talk sessions like they do in basketball. We would meet on Mondays and Fridays. So we would present them things with video and pictures and stuff like that. And they actually got tested on it. So we had like a mid quiz, and then we had like a final exam, test that they had to do, that they could do it together. But we all hopped back on a Zoom again, and the kids bought into that as well, right? What else are you gonna do during quarantine? So yeah, we did it over video like everybody else in the country.
Had to get really creative there with Jeopardy.
I know.
That's fun.
If I had been smart enough, I would have gotten some stock in Zoom. I could tell you that much. But I wasn't quick enough on that end. So yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, you are just the second Black female head coach of the ACC, and one of few in all the Power Five. How important is it to you to have Black females represented at this level?
Yeah, I mean, I don't ever take that lightly. Just in general, in the sport of volleyball as a whole, I've always felt like, it's been an honor to do what I'm doing. But I also know that I've paved my way to be able to do that. I've worked really hard at being able to do that. But I also know that I have a higher calling to be able to be a good role model for a lot of people. I always try to make sure I do it the right way. I always try to make sure that, what my name is, kind of out in the community and out and about backs up what we do in our gym. I honor the fact that I'm one of few, but I also honor the fact that I worked really hard to get to where I am. So doing that and working the way that I did, it's a privilege to be at this level, after, being at, what people would consider a low mid or mid major for 12 years. So.
Yeah, after growing up in Chicago, you played college ball at Virginia Union University and have been coaching in Virginia ever since. Yeah. What does it mean to now be the head coach of a Power 5 university in a state that you've called home for so long now?
Yeah, right. I mean, I've been here longer than I was in Chicago now at this point, right? Just in the state of Virginia. But, I've had other Power 5 opportunities, and none of them just felt right. With Tech only being, 20 minutes from Radford, like I know a lot of people that are here. It was just the right fit. It was the right time. It was right for my family. And because I know a lot of people just in the state in general, it just all fit. It's crazy when I think about how long I've actually been here in the state, but that was on purpose. Chicago's weather I was not trying to go back to after growing up that way.
Yeah, so. I'm out in Chicago right now, so I feel that. Yeah.
Yeah. Where are you right now?
Quick. Lincoln Park.
Okay, gotcha. So you're north side then, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
I know those winners.
Hey man, I mean, I missed it. I miss it. I grew up, right a little bit south of Soldiers Field, so we were right along the lakefront, right there on Lake Michigan. Lived on Michigan Ave, and all the food, all the concerts, all the museums, all that, the bike riding, going from, on Lakeshore Drive, just going up and down the coast, all the shopping, like I miss it, but I can get that in small segments when I go home. So
yeah, you don't need it all at once, really.
I do not, and I definitely don't miss the winners. I can tell you that much. Yeah.
All right. Well, to finish up, who is one player position group to be on the lookout for this fall?
Oh man, I think it's all of us, right? Like I know that's kind of cliche to say that, but because it's new and because the system is new, for everything had to be like clicking on the same thing. We've been talking a lot about spacing on our offense and things like that, and we want our middles to be a little bit more involved than they have been. And it's really everyone. Like, if we can't get everyone involved, we're gonna be, kind of in the same boat that we've always been, but we've really been focusing on that first contact, trying to make sure we stay in system, trying to make sure that we can run an offense, midway out of system. That's been, really the key for all of us. And I know that probably doesn't really, give you one group to kind of like hone in on, but I got to tell you, like, if we can't serve well at the service line and kind of put some pressure on people, and then be able to handle our first, second, and third contact, we've just been really focusing on that, to be honest with you. So,
Yeah, I mean, like you said,
yeah,
you can work on middle spacing all you want, but if you don't have that first pass, doesn't matter at all.
doesn't
If you
matter.
can't get a good first serve in, doesn't matter at
It
all.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. One of the things that we say, if a middle on the other side is hitting 700, that's a serving issue. That's not necessarily a defensive issue. That's because we're not putting pressure on people to be able to be out of system. So, we've been talking a lot of that with the kids, just, like I said, incrementally trying to get better at kind of every aspect of it is basically what we've been trying to do, to be honest with you. So it's been a complete overhaul, but they've been doing well so far.
Good. Well, I'm really excited to watch you guys this season, and especially Thursday at home opener.
Yeah.
Might not feel totally like home without the
Yeah.
fans and all that, but I'm
Yeah.
really excited for you guys. I appreciate you being here.
Yeah, not a problem. We actually get to do 4 per person, because
Okay.
Castle is so big. So it'll be quiet, but it won't be as quiet if we in there by ourselves. So
Yeah.
yeah.
You hear all the sad comments and stuff.
Oh, we're gonna hear it all.
All right. Well, thank you so much, and good luck to
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.